Your constitutional right to privacy. Overview. Constitutions restrict the actions of government employees, not the people in general. There are maxims of law, which are fundamental principles of law, that state the law is not to be violated by those in government. Also stating the government is to be subject to the law, for the law makes the government. So why is this? When the people came together, the founding fathers came together and they created the Constitution, the constitutions actually regulate the people within government. The founding fathers, when they established that Constitution, that is also what established government. So government is subject to law, and law is referring to the Constitution, which is the highest law, and the government is subject to that law, the Constitution, because the Constitution is what created the government. A purpose of government is to protect the rights of the individual people. Another maxim of law states, the main object of government is the protection and preservation of personal rights, private property, and public liberties, and upholding the law of God. The bills and declarations of right declare what government employees cannot touch. Your bills and declaration of rights are your individual rights that are enumerated, which means listed. You have more than what is just listed, but each state constitution has a Bill of Rights or a Declaration of Rights that's contained within the constitutions. One of the maxims of law states, no man can forfeit another's right. Also, rights never die. Why is this? Because these rights belong to you. They are attached to you. Government does not give you rights. You are born with rights. So they are always attached to you, always with you, and they can never be removed from you. The American people have a right to privacy without government intrusion. And this is what this segment will be about, the right to privacy. Let's see what is stated in the declared rights and explore what it means. A right to privacy. In the Alaska Constitution, Article 1, Section 22, and this is in the Bill of Rights section of the Alaska Constitution, states, the right of the people to privacy is recognized and shall not be infringed. The legislature shall implement this section. Privacy means a place of seclusion from company or observation, retreat, solitude, or retirement. So in other words, it is not of the public realm. Infringed means to break, to violate, to transgress, to neglect, to fulfill, or obey. Therefore, an individual's privacy should not be broken, violated, should not be neglected to fulfill or obey by government. Private affairs. In the Arizona Constitution, Article 2, Section 8, it states, no person shall be disturbed in his private affairs or his home invaded without authority of law. A maxim of law states, a thing is private which is not common. So if it applies particularly to you individually, that is a private matter. It is not a common matter. Right of privacy means the right to be let alone, the right of a person to be free from unwarranted publicity. Inalienable rights. In the California Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, it states, all people, not some, but all people, are by nature free and independent and have inalienable rights. Among these are enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety, happiness, and privacy. So you have the right to pursue and obtain privacy. Inalienable means it cannot be legally or justly transferred to another. So in other words, inalienable means it is within you, it is attached to you, it cannot be separated or removed from you. So you have the right, the inalienable right to happiness and privacy, and it is your right to sustain this. Free from government intrusion. In the Florida Constitution, Article 1, Section 23, it states, Every natural person has the right to be let alone and free from governmental intrusion into the person's private life, except as otherwise provided herein. This section shall not be construed to limit the public's right of access to public records and meetings as provided by law. Boy, we have gotten really far off from this one. Remedy in the laws. In the Illinois Constitution, Article 1, Section 12, it states, "Every person shall find a certain remedy in the laws for all injuries and wrongs which he receives to his person, privacy, property, or reputation. He shall obtain justice by law, freely, completely, and promptly." And remedy means the means by which a right is enforced or the violation of a right is prevented, redressed, or compensated. So you have a right to receive remedy by law for any violation or wrong done to your privacy. Free from government intrusion. In the New Hampshire Constitution, Part the 1st, Article 2b, it states, "An individual's right to live free from governmental intrusion in private or personal information is natural, essential, and inherent." Your health is not public. It is a private matter, and no government agency or government trustee has the authority to require you to divulge what vaccines you have or have not received. Government agencies and their employees cannot violate your right to keep your health matters private. And inherent means it belongs within you. It is part of you. It cannot be removed from you. Violations of rights. The Department of Health cannot put quarantine notices on your door advertising that you have a sickness. Doing so is a direct violation of your right to privacy. This applies in apartment buildings and assisted living facilities as well. State of emergency. Government does not have the authority to declare a state of emergency and then implement rules, procedures, or laws that would violate constitutional rights. Constitutional rights are guaranteed. Nothing can infringe on those rights. Nothing means nothing, not a single thing. Any rule or procedure that violates a constitutional right is void on its face. Void. Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 29 states, "To guard against transgressions of the high powers herein delegated, we declare that everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate, and all laws contrary thereto or to the following provisions shall be void." I think that's pretty clear. Judges. A judge cannot overrule a constitutional right. And here's a maxim of law. Constitutions and laws precede the judiciary. That means they came beforehand. See, the Constitution actually created the judiciary by we the people. The judiciary's role is determining if a law is pursuant to the Constitution. Judges may affirm or deny whether a law or code is constitutional. Judges do not have authority to make or create law. Here's another maxim of law. It is the duty of a judge to declare or enunciate the law, not to enact the law or make it. Here's another maxim of law. A judge who exceeds his office or jurisdiction is not to be obeyed. To give or keep it. Government encroachment is achieved because we, the people, are ignorant of our rights. A right to medical privacy is your private possession. You can choose to keep it or give it away. If you give that right away to government or corporations, you may never get that right back again. Summation. We, the people, have a constitutional right to privacy. A constitutional right is guaranteed, and no government agency, branch, or employee can violate a guaranteed right. Any rule or law that violates a guaranteed right is void on its face. Declaring a state of emergency does not give government any authority over the people's guaranteed rights to medical privacy. This would apply to corporations as well, meaning that a corporation cannot require you to divulge what medicine you have or have not taken. Judges may only affirm or deny if a law is constitutional. It is the duty of a judge to enunciate the law, not to enact the law or make it. Now that you know you have the right of privacy, will you protect it or allow it to be taken away? Thank you for watching this video. I ask that you please share it with others. God bless.